right. So now we get into talking about our Black Monday conversation. And I got to be honest with you, at least as of this moment at 9:38 Eastern time on Monday morning, Ryan, Monday ain't been as black as we thought it was going to be. So far, just Raheem Morris.
Yeah, I mean, there were some other people who might go down, but they haven't gone down yet.
Yeah. So for the Black Monday with black in italics, we got, as far as candidates go, we got 6, but like, it's kind of like 5. Yes, I'm talking about Mike McDonald.
Mike McDaniel.
Mike McDonald is actually doing a very good job.
Very good job
with the Seattle Seahawks.
My one coach of the year.
Yes. And has anybody asked Mike McDonald of the Seahawks if he can sing? Anytime you're here. Anybody ask him to do that? No, just say. All I'm saying is this: if Mike McDonald can sing like Michael McDonald, he might wind up on the Black Monday list in his own way, kind of like Michael McDonald did.
Michael McDonald still in the league, still touring.
Yes, he is. By the way, if Mike McDonald can sing as good as Michael McDonald, we might trade Mike McDaniel for Mike McDonald and maybe even give you guys a late round pick to go along with it. But anyway, Mike McDaniel might still be keeping the job. And do you think Stephen Ross knew it when he hired him?
I'm sure he was told, but he might have doubted it.
He was told by who? The only person that can tell him is Mike McDaniel. Like when they went through and he got the list from the Fritz Pollard people, and he was like, "Hey, you guys got a mistake here.
Yeah, someone's in the wrong column."
Yeah, it says Mike McDaniel. Like, what are you talking about? We just met him. He just came in here. Like, that's not. Like, no chance. Like, Mike McDaniel does not have to own this. I think we have to give him. I don't think people give him nearly enough credit for the fact that telling us that he was black, he didn't have anything to gain from that in his industry whatsoever. He chose to. We might go to his house and find out that, like, he might be like Louis Armstrong. Little did you know, he hates the white man's guts. Who's to say? I have no idea. Anyway. Our other candidates in this discussion are Mike Tomlin, who not quite out of the woods yet. D'Amico Ryans, you straight. We saw what happened with Raheem. I feel like I missed one, but I'm kind of scanning through the list really fast. Aaron Glenn, who I really don't understand how you justify not firing him after the team didn't get no interceptions the whole year. And they mailed it in for the rest of the year, like when they traded Sauce Gardner and they traded Quentin Williams. But Ryan, I couldn't believe I've been living here for a long time. I could not believe how bad they were.
I mean, again, we already threw around the quit word. That team this month. I mean, I don't know how much I would try if Brady Cook was my quarterback, but that team.
Hold on, who was the quarterback?
Brady Cook.
Who is that?
He played for Missouri.
Like recently?
Yeah. I think he was a 7th round pick, but again.
Wow.
I mean, again, you went from Justin Fields to Tyrod Taylor to Brady Cook.
Yeah. Look, man, if you had asked me if Brady Cook was a quarterback for the New York Jets, the goaltender for the Winnipeg Jets, or the quarterback of the Akron Zips, it could have been. Yeah. You could have told me that he was the hottest quarterback in the portal. Hell, for all we know, in NCAA rules, he might be the hottest quarterback. He might be the hottest quarterback in the portal right now, baby. Like, yo, they offering me a little bit more money to go back to Mizzou. What y'all got to say about this? But my question, if generally speaking, and this is why the Raheem firing in Atlanta was a little strange, because they didn't quit.
They won 4 straight.
They won their last 4 to, by the way, finish in a tie for the division lead and while being eliminated from the playoffs for the last month.
Right.
That is a strange year as it went down. They have a weird roster of somewhat mismatched parts. They still haven't figured. They got a quarterback problem. I don't think there's any way around that. They have heavily invested in a man whose body probably can't get, and 2 men whose bodies limit what you could do. They did a great job drafting this year, and they got a lot of good players on defense. But if you're looking at that team, how exactly are you going to make things better? Now, from what I could tell, though, about the Falcons is as is often the case when a coach gets fired and the record doesn't look so bad, the people who watch the team all the time are like, hey, it had to be done. Like they were a team that the more you watch them, the more you believe that they were not well coached. And you kind of know it when you see it. And quite frankly, Arthur Blank is too old to be trying to be patient if he want to see what happens. Like he done already put himself in the ring of honor, for example, right? This is not he ain't talking about no 5-year plan.
I mean, he famously didn't bring in Belichick because he's like, I don't want to, cycle through coaches 2 years later and look what they're doing now. They're cycling the coach and the GM.
Right. And by the way, they're getting hell for not hiring Belichick. And I'm like,
they made the right decision.
Say it again.
Sounds like they made the right decision.
Yo, that's what I was about to say. Like, if your look back on it was we could have had Bill Belichick, what are you talking about?
Right.
Like, were you not paying in? Here's my question. What would Bill Belichick done to Michael Penix and Kirk Cousins in a quarterback situation? Like, what? I think the Falcons' problems are somewhat fundamental. And by the way, the Browns' problems are similarly fundamental. The Colts decided to keep Steichen and Chris Ballard. And I think in large part, you had to look at what are we offering here? Their quarterback situation is what are you going to put Daniel Jones off the Achilles? You think that's going to be the answer? Or, I mean, the best path to Shane Steichen saving his job is Anthony Richardson. The problem is he going to be able to see? Like literally, after what happened with his face getting busted up and everything else, like who knows what happens next when it comes to this guy? The Falcons, Penix. I don't expect Penix to play next year. I mean, it doesn't.
You can only blow your knee so many times.
That is correct, right? I don't imagine Kirk Cousins winds up coming back. The Raiders, I got people asking me, they're like, yo, so this Fernando Mendoza, like, is he what the Raiders need? And okay, I watched Mendoza. We'll talk a little bit more about that game later. But I watched Mendoza there, and Mendoza looks like something I've seen very many times, which is a very good college quarterback. That is not that. I know what the number one pick in the draft looked like. That ain't it. Like, even if you think Cam Ward's not going to be that guy, you look at Cam Ward with the Titans, and you're like, oh, that guy was the number one pick in the draft. Like, you see that. Mendoza? I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna do. But Pete's gonna wind up being out of there. Who else we think gonna wind up getting tossed on Nick Keister? Like, at least with the Ravens, you better jump on that job fast if you got that opportunity. Arizona, what are they gonna do? Like, I mean, I haven't heard about if they're gonna fire Gannon, but I don't know how much longer they're gonna keep doing that.
And apparently, since Cincinnati, Joe Burrow and the receivers really like Zach Taylor, and I don't know what kind of mid they enjoy.
Yeah, but I feel like those guys need to be happy they got their money. Yeah. And shut the fuck up and let's figure something else out. Can't believe that man's had that job as long as he has.
Right.
I mean, granted, he's been to a Super Bowl, but nobody came away from that like, hey, man, we've really been underestimating that Zach Taylor. No, that's not how that felt. Oh, Ty Bowles, I forgot. He was also in the italic Black Monday.
That's the one we forgot, yeah.
Yeah, but they say they're going to keep everybody.
Right.
Good for him, because he is not a great coach, but he is a much better coach than he was when he was with the Jets.
Oh, so much better.
Yeah. Like, he learned some things, and that like his OG is Bruce Arians, and he picked up some things. Anything? Anybody else? Are we sure Matt LaFleur gonna keep his job if they go out there? I mean, they were the 7th seed. They go out here and lose to the Bears. Are we sure?
And the game they're favored in.
Yeah. By the way, that job, I would jump on that pronto.
Right, and then another coach that might lose his job if they lose is Sean McDermott.
Yes. And they've given it as long as it can go. But they don't feel like a team that needs to fire their coach. But what else are you gonna do? Like, if you're at the point of trying to make a change to make this happen, I don't really know what else you're going to do. Kevin O'Connell is not going to get fired this year, but he's got to be on the hot seat for next year, right?
I mean, they're going to have to bring in another quarterback, and if he doesn't get it figured out, like the part of the reason they let Sam Darnold go, and someone else we're going to talk about later in the show, is Kevin O'Connell is the quarterback whisperer, and he might be, but I mean, he certainly didn't fix JJ McCarthy.
They hate that kid. Did you see that press conference, not this last game, but the week before, where they were where McCarthy did the gritty in the end zone, and apparently he had been told not to do that?
I did not see that, no.
Okay, so he did a gritty into the end zone. The coaches had told him not to do that. And he said, well, they told me not to, so that made me want to do it more. Son, you have to grow up, right? And then
I
O'Connell's
have
after
that conversation every day.
right. And so O'Connell is talking after the game, and he says something about and JJ, he he always talks about that 40-yard dash that he brags about how he didn't have to run. And I heard that, and I was like, I said this on Fox Sports Podcast too. This is the way people talked about Austin Rivers when he was at Duke. I'm just saying that to say that they don't like him. And they are so sour on him in a way. The guy's only been there played for a year. He's been consistent. They are down on him. But what are you going to do to fix that? Who's Arch isn't coming out. And by the way, Nate Tice looks like he was right.
Right.
He looks like he's the best of those guys.
Did you see that run?
Yes.
He's not fast for a Manning. He's fast.
Dude, what people forget, he's not fast for a Manning because the OG Manning was fast. Every day, Archie Manning had to be so ashamed at how slow those last two boys were.
Right. And the oldest boy was a wide receiver.
That's right. Coop, I said Coop was a wide receiver, and that is Archie's dad. But no, this is in the Archie Manning archetype, this right here. I think Archie was like, look, man, I haven't been able to feel my left thumb for 30 years because of all that running. Learn how to do the pocket, son. It'll be better for it's been so long, and Archie Manning is a generation or so removed from me that people just don't understand what the Manning thing actually is. No. Arch is in line with the actual factual archetype of the Manning quarterback, but he's not going to be in this draft. There's a small chance Trinidad Chambliss will be in this draft, but he's small. Like, what is that going to turn out to be? This is a weird year that if there ain't so many coaching jobs. But remember, Cleveland still got Deshaun Watson on the payroll next year.
Yeah, we haven't even mentioned Cleveland.
Yes.
Stefanski got canned about a half an hour ago, and talk about a situation you do not want to walk into.
No, because, hey, man, Shador was good for vibes. He was bad at football. It just wasn't. Like, I've heard the people make the argument that in watching him that it's obvious that he shouldn't have been a fifth-round pick. No. I don't think that's true at all. It wasn't an optimal situation. As I said from the very beginning, of course he wasn't set up for success. He played for the Browns. No, it wasn't, but he did seem like he was better than Dylan Gabriel. That's what they offering you if you get that job. Maybe you're the team that decides to figure out a way to get Kyler Murray, for example. Like, I guess I still say Trey Lance is there looking for somebody, but there aren't many attractive jobs that are out there to be taken. And we will see if that results in teams deciding that they're not actually going to fire their coaches. Maybe that's what it is. But it's going to be bleak out there. However, it'll be bleak for a job that pay you like $8, $9, $10 million. It could be worse.